Bonjour, hello everyone. I'm Nata, host of the Nata PR School podcast. You're a successful entrepreneur or marketing manager and you're about to launch a new product or service, or you've been selling your goods for quite some time, but you want to learn how to increase your visibility, get known, and reach more clients? At Nata PR, we deal with real clients every day and we'll teach you simple, fun, and honest PR solutions. You'll learn easy steps to combine PR to social media right now. Keep listening and let's get started. Bonjour, hello, and welcome to this 42nd episode of the Nata PR School podcast. PR and marketing laws. Rule number 4, the law of words. In previous podcasts, we've explored 3 other rules. There are 20 and more laws for PR and marketing. I love those rules. And if you remember, the first one was how to predict the future. Then rule number 2 was failure. And number 3, success. And now we continue today with rule number 4 that I call the law of words. You may find this law under another appellation that they called the law of focus. It's very similar, but in PR, it's really the words. It's one of the most powerful concepts in our profession. Because when a word is lodged in your customer's mind, it becomes extremely powerful. You can really dominate a market with one word. And I love this law because in our profession, we are required to define key messages, key phrases, key words. You'll hear that very often. So what are the key messages, the key words for our clients and their products? And I love this law because it makes us think about the content of our press releases, for example, the words that absolutely must be included and repeated over and over in all our communications. This law challenges us to find a way to, let's say, distill our message in our press release. It's like finding the headlines of a newspaper article or a blog post. It's like finding, what's going to be the subject of your email, really. And I love when we're able to find and present it in a single idea. Because if you can figure out how to hitch your product in this idea or a single word sometimes, this is when you can be a leader in your market. So it's super powerful, right? So let me give you an example with a client that we've been working for many years. It's called Second Clothing. And oh my God, more than 15 years ago, they had a jeans in their collection that they called the pajama jeans. It was at the beginning of the 4-way stretch. For people who know a little bit about jeans and fabric, this fabric was amazing because it was, as you can imagine, it really moved with you. If you're wearing a jeans that has, this fabric that has 4-way stretch, it's becoming extremely comfortable. And my client, Second Clothing, was calling these jeans the pajama jeans, which made sense, but it was in my mind for a while. And I suggested to my client, why don't you call it the yoga jeans? And back in the days, almost 20 years ago, more than 15 years ago for sure, yoga was still just at the beginning of being such a huge trend. And so we decided to call this specific jeans yoga jeans. We had this girl sitting in a lotus position, with her knees and legs crossed. And we had a young photographer who took a picture. And oh my God, it was so powerful when you think about it, just those 2 simple words, yoga and jeans. So powerful that now everything they sell is under the appellation of yoga jeans, which is, of course, a trademark. This is a great example of the power of 2 simple words. And to my European friends, I know that some French and maybe some other countries too, I know you're listening, so shout out to you guys. And in Europe, you have been very careful about the words some brands are using. let me give you some example. For instance, the French, they have what they call a controlled designation of origin. If you think about champagne, cognac, Roquefort, it's not just anyone that can create a champagne. If you're not from the Champagne region, if you don't follow the rules of how to create a perfect champagne, you cannot use that word and you cannot call your product champagne. In America, it's a little different, but you have before other European countries also have these protected designation, of course. If you think about Parmesan, for example, this is exactly the law of words. And so these words are even protected, so it's even stronger. In North America, it's a little different because it's more the companies who were able to have their mark in people's minds, such as if you think about Google, that's even a word invented. Sometimes we even, it becomes a verb. So let's Google it. Apple also is very strong, and they created the iPhone, the iPad. How smart is that? And once these words are really associated with a specific business or product, really there's no point in trying to make them your own. Like, don't try to call something, iPhone, or let me give you another example that's also very powerful. Let's say you want to buy a car and you want the safest car on the market. So the brand that should pop to your mind is Volvo, because Volvo is really synonymous with safety. They've really used that word. They were probably the first brand to use that word really like upfront, and it became ingrained. Like it's in everybody. It's in the consumer brain. So if any other automakers try to use that word in their publicity, of course you can say your car is safe, but it's not what people are going to be looking for other brands. It's going to be Volvo that equals safety. So other brands cannot make these words their own because they're so ingrained in consumers' minds. It's almost a belief. Not almost, it becomes a belief. So you believe that the safest car is Volvo. And what is a belief? It's just a word or an idea that's repeated so much and enough that it becomes a belief. Like we believe that Volvo is the safest car on the market. As you can imagine, religions are quite handy with the repetition principle. They know how to create belief. It's the base of what they do. So can you imagine? This is why the law of word can be so powerful. And I think Amazon is in a good position to appropriate the words low price online and fast delivery. I think they really dominate the e-commerce right now. So if you're looking something cheap and want to have the next day delivery, you're going to think about Amazon. And again, in North America, Walmart and Costco, they both are huge leader and own some words. If you think about Walmart, it's everyday low prices. It belongs to them. Costco, wholesale prices. So if you buy, it's going to be low price and large quantity. That's why it's so important when it comes to studies. I love focus group and studies. I love those. But you have to be careful because obviously your consumer, your typical clients might say, well, I want my car to be safe. But you understand that you will not spend a fortune in advertising your car as the safest car, because it's probably Volvo that's going to be gaining from your ads. So you have to be careful what they say. Obviously, it can be in your information that you give them, but you have to find another way, another word, another sentence to present your car. Here again, we come back to step number 1 of the Nata PR model. If you don't have it yet, you go on our website, natapr.com, and in exchange of your email, you will receive our 6-step model. It's really super simple, but these are the 6 steps that we use every day to create campaign. And step number 1 is all about finding why media and influencer, why they would talk about you. And the answers to these questions also match consumer expectations, such as locally made vegan frozen dessert. Let's say you're creating this dessert and you realize that in your market there are very few local vegan frozen dessert. That's your answer. And you see the combination of words there. That's why it's crucial to find and choose the words that represent and define your brands. And my partner, David, and I, we've thought for the longest time about the words and phrases that define the agency, that defines Nata PR. And in recent years, many of our competitors have left themselves be influenced by the internet. And I can completely understand why, because we went through this phase of should we let go the PR word and just go to become a communication and marketing agency. Many PR agency dropped the PR word. And my feeling at the time 5 years ago was, I think we should keep it because it's such an old term, an old word, PR, public relations. It's something really deeply ingrained in everybody's brain. And I'm so lucky we did, because people are looking for PR agencies today, because we are now what my digital marketing friends call the organic part of their plan. If you look at some other podcasts, I talk about it in depth. So PR is still super important. And I even went further in my thinking, and it took me years to describe what we do. It's one way to say we're a PR agency. People understand PR. They kind of heard PR. They know a little bit what it is, but it's a question we clients ask us all the time. So what do you do exactly? Tell us what you do. And what we do is making you known. And it took me a while to get there. It seems super simple, I know, but simplicity is complicated sometimes, takes time. So even if you have a huge budget, be careful in the words that you choose to describe your brand. The law of words must be followed with care and thoughtfully, with a generous helping of openness and creativity. You have to take the time to find the words, the appropriate words. As always, if you need advice, really finding words, finding sentences, how to present your brand, this is my forte. It's a French word. It's probably where I'm the best at finding, the idea and how we should present your company, your brands. So please book a free consultation with me. I'll be happy to talk to you and find out. I want to know. I'm very curious and love to learn. So you have a new brand, a new product, a new service, or even, if you've been promoting it for quite some time and you want a fresh look at what you're doing, I'll be happy to answer your questions and listen to what you're doing and help you the best I can. And if I can't, I will, in all honesty, tell you and refer you to another expert for sure. So please book your free consultation. So I hope you've learned a few things today with this law number 4, the law of words that I so much love. So hopefully you'll be joining us next week. À la semaine prochaine. Hey, you want to learn more about how to implement PR strategies? Head on to natapr.com and get on our list. You will also receive the Nata PR model on how to create a successful PR campaign. If you want to become a client, just send us an email to nata@natapr.com. Talk to you next week. À la semaine prochaine.